iOS 13 had an option to capture outside the frame. I'm now in iOS 14 and I can't find it. Where did it go? In iOS 13 there was a feature to capture outside the frame. Capture outside the frame in iOS 13 actually took multiple pictures at the same time and allowed you to reframe the shot after you took it by taking data from the wider lens. So here outside of my frame, you can still see the image behind those black frames. With capture outside the frame, you could have used this data in order to make changes later on. That was an amazing feature, but now in iOS 14, you can't find it. If I go to the camera settings, there is an option now that says View outside the frame, but not Capture outside the frame. Now in iOS 14, you can still see outside the frame, but you can't use it later on. Now it's just there so that you could see what would happen if you would change to the wider lens, but that's it. So essentially, this feature is now gone. Now why did Apple do that? Well, when this feature existed in iOS 13, you could either use Capture outside the frame or Deep Fusion, which would make your pictures look sharper. But you couldn't use both simultaneously. The iPhone either used the data from the extra cameras to build the Deep Fusion picture, or it would keep the extra pictures taken outside the frame so that you could later reframe them. You could crop them and make them wider, and even tilt the picture without having to crop them and make them smaller. Let me explain. If I rotate this image as is, let's say that I want to correct the horizon, you can see in the corners that there's no data to show, and therefore I have to crop the image and zoom in order to fill in these corners, and as a result, I will lose more of my photo all around. However, if I have more data all around that I can use, say because my iPhone captured it using a wider lens, I could then tilt my image without having to crop it. But as we said, unfortunately, this feature is no longer available since iOS 14. So most probably Apple preferred that people had the Deep Fusion all the time, and I guess that many people also didn't know about the Capture Outside the Frame feature. Other than that, the Capture Outside the Frame feature would keep the extra pictures only for a month, but after that it would delete those pictures because those would take up space on your iPhone. The end result is that we lost the Capture Outside the Frame feature, and now we have Deep Fusion all the time. Let's just hope that Apple will add this feature back in a future iOS version. That's it for now. Click to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.